So we're going to be talking about famous Maltese people. Let's start with Sir Timi Zammit. Sir Timi Zammit, also known as Sir Themistocles Zammit, was born on the 30th of September 1864 and died on 2nd November 1935. You can skip this slide, miss. He was very successful in many occupations like being a medical doctor, historian, researcher, professor of chemistry, archaeologist, and a writer. He specialized in bacteriology in Paris and London and had graduated in the University of Malta in medicine. He was also a rector of the University of Malta for 6 years. He's mostly known in Malta for the fact that he discovered how the fever known as Denyer A was transmitted in 1905. The reason for this was because the milk the people were drinking was contaminated with Brucellosis melitensis, which was bacteria found in goat's blood. This discovery earned him knighthood, and he's also excavated most of the most important temples in Malta and archaeological sites, which are also UNESCO sites, like Tarshin temples, Hypodium of Halsafrini, Hajar-im, and more. A quote which he goes by is, "If I have to be remembered, it is not through photographs, but through the work I have done to keep up the good name of Malta."
Okay, so now I will be talking about Marie-Louise Colero Preca. She was born in Ormi and studied in the university where she graduated with a BA in Legal and Humanistic Studies. She's mostly well known for being the 9th president of Malta from 2014 till 2019. She was inevitably chosen, assuming it was according to her skill set as a politician. She not only preached positive peace, but acted upon it by establishing multiple entities: the Malta Foundation for the Wellbeing Society, the Malta Trust Foundation, and the Emmanuel Cancer Research Foundation. Her most popular quote is, "No woman should live in fear for her life simply because she is a woman."
Next is Oliver Frigeri. Oliver Frigeri was born on the 27th of March 1947 and died quite recently on the 21st of November 2020 at the age of 73. Oliver was a novelist, a literary critic, philosopher, and as we know him, a Maltese poet. He was also an educator, as he taught Maltese in secondary school and then later on in Maltese tertiary school education. He also was able to empathize with people by sharing their sorrow. He has published and written many books, most of them being translated into various languages like English, French, German, Italian, Polish, Finnish, and more. One of his most famous books is called Fil Parlament Ma Jbru Fiori, which translated in English means "In the Parliament Flowers Don't Grow," which was a very controversial book because of its portrayal of political tribalism in Malta. A quote he goes by is, "Remember to always question, doubt, and criticize. Tell it as it is. Fear no one and nothing but your own conscience."
So now I will be talking about Roberta Metsola. She is a lawyer who was born on January 18th, 1979, which makes her currently 42 years old. She is a member of the European Parliament, representing Malta, and is specialized in European law and politics. She was one of, if not the first female politician in the European Parliament, and she was elected first vice president of the European Parliament in 2020. She had taken part in other activities such as Wilfred Martin Center for European Studies, which made her a member of the executive board, and Friends of Europe member of the Board of Trustees since 2020. And Dr. Metsola won MEP of the Year award in 2015 to 16. And a quote that she goes by is, It is the strength of your argument that matters more than the volume of your voice.
Okay, we're talking about Joseph Calleja next. Joseph Calleja is an operatic tenor born on January 22nd, 1978, currently being 43 years old. He's one of the most sought after tenors till today. He started singing at only 16 years old as being discovered by tenor Brian Sifai, and at the age of 19, he made his operating debut as Macduff in Verdi's Macbeth at the Astor Theatre in Gozo. During the same year, he was the prize winner for the Belvedere Hans Gaber competition. And not only is he a tenor, but in 2012, he was chosen to serve as Malta's first cultural ambassador and was named the brand ambassador for Air Malta. In November 2012, because of his achievements for being an internationally renowned tenor, he was presented a Doctor of Literature honoris causa by the University of Malta. One of his recent acts was that he is partnering with Malta's Bank of Valletta, BOV, in order to form a foundation to serve and help families in need called the BOV Joseph Calleja Foundation. A quote he goes by is, "I am as much a product of my mistakes as much as I'm the product of the good decisions I made."
Okay, now I will talk about Camilla Appelgren. She was born in 1985 in Sweden. She uses whatever sort of fame that she has to speak about what she's most passionate about, which is activism about the environment. She is the founder of Malta Cleanup, and she became a diver when she saw the marine debris in Malta seas, and that's sort of where her activism and her being passionate for activism started. She organizes regular cleanups across the country to make them more popularized and so more people will get used to them. In 2019, Camilla has managed to beat her own party leader in the MEP candidature with the Democratic Party. She always likes and tries to educate and inspire others as much as possible. Her popular quote is, "I can't remember a day in my life where I did not think about and respect the environment in one way or another."